I'm getting to the point where I just sort of get out of the shower these days and just look at myself and go, this is going to have to do. All right. I'm going to have to work on my personality more. I have to get more anecdotes. More funny shit to talk about. But I try to stay in shape. I try to go to the gym. Someone asked me the other day, if you had to describe your body in 2 words, what would it be? And I would say, unemployed pro wrestler. That's what I would say. Like, there was a window when I actually gave a shit, and now I'm clearly like, I'm just going to get in the ring and put a t-shirt on. That's what I'm doing. But I can already hear the announcer introducing me to the ring of, here he comes, weighing in at none of your business, all the way from an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. He's already sweating, and he's exhausted, and he knows he's going to lose. Here he comes. And my hearing is going too. My hearing is going as well. Like if Kevin and I are in a conversation and we're just in a room and it's dead silence, I can hear Kevin perfectly well. But if Kevin and I are in like a bar environment and there's like a tornado of other noise going on, I am not going to hear a single word Kevin is saying, right? It's tough. It's shitty. But also, the older I'm getting, the more I realize how much I don't give a shit about what people are telling me either. Right? And also, I've gotten very good at nodding in agreement and saying things like, man, yeah, that's crazy. Here's another indication. Here's another one. Is man, that is the world that we live in. And what's another one? This is another one. Hey, yeah, man, tell me about it, right? Please tell me about it. I haven't heard a word that, if I have ever said, oh man, I hear what you're saying, I have not heard a word that you're saying. Please start yelling. But one thing I realized too is that the older that you get, sometimes people are so cautious about what they want to talk about. They're sort of like, oh, there's touchy subjects these days, like, oh, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion or social issues. So now, what I realize that we can basically all talk about is we can all talk about our injuries. Oh, isn't that fun? How are you injured? Oh, we're all injured in our own weird way. You know, because that's a pretty normal thing. No weird shit is going to come up when you talk about your injuries, you know? You know, if someone says, oh, your lower back hurts, that's too bad. My lower back hurts too. I was trying to help a friend move a couch the other day, and my lower back hurts now. Oh, how does your lower back hurt? Oh, my lower back? Yeah, it's all because of the liberal Jew-run media. Well, I don't know if that's a thing. I think you should just lift with your legs. I think that's probably, I don't know about the liberal Jew-run media, but man, are you guys all happy that the legalization of the marijuana has happened? Are you guys happy about that?
I don't care.
I don't care either. I really don't. Because you know what, for the last 20 years, I basically have been acting like marijuana is legal already. And so I'm like, yeah, this is legal, right? I'm not hurting anyone? No one's around? Yeah, it's legal already. One drawback of the legalization of the marijuana is the uncomfortable breakup you have to do with your weed dealer. Oh man, that is awkward, right? You know, I hate to. It was like one of those moments where you say, I don't want to burst your bubble on the basically the root of our relationship. But now they have stores you can go to, and you can just walk in, buy your weed, and leave. It's a good system now. I don't have to go over to your place, hang out for 45 minutes, because you're convinced that the cops are watching your place from a van across the street. I don't have to do that anymore. It's a wonderful thing, right? And but it is awkward to break up with your weed dealer. Not as awkward as being on an adult movie set when it's take your kid to work day. Not that sort of awkward, but I like how the laughs are sort of like, It's like at the end of every joke, it's a little bit of ha-ha and a little bit like, that's over with. Okay. But I'll have to admit, marijuana has come a long way in some respects, and I've done a lot of marijuana benefit shows over the years. And I have to admit that marijuana audiences are not the greatest audiences in the world. Not a lot of big laughs, but a lot of smiles and nodding heads. Just a lot of like, yeah, I have noticed that. Yeah, right, I get it. But one marijuana benefit show I did in particular was many years ago, maybe like 12, 15 years ago, But it's always the highlight of every marijuana show I've ever done. Now, before the comedy portion of the evening started, there were two guys up on stage, and they were playing that long Australian wind instrument, the didgeridoo. Right? And I don't know if you're familiar with this instrument, but it's terrible, right? It's not great. It's not the greatest. First of all, you got to know your audience, right? Like everyone here has been smoking pot, and the didgeridoo is not a great instrument to go with that, right? Because there was no other accompaniment for the didgeridoo. Just two didgeridoos up on stage playing back and forth. That's it. Right? And the only good thing about the didgeridoo is, well, first of all, every song sounds the same. And the only good thing is that you get to avoid that pretentious intro that a lot of musicians do whenever they're talking about their songs, like how they were inspired to write it and things like that. You're never going to get that. You're never going to get a didgeridoo player up on stage going, you know, this next song's about a girl that once really broke my heart. We were very, very much in love, and that song goes a little something like this. What the fuck is that? That's not a song. There's no lyrics. There's no girl. There's no breaking of hearts. Just can't do that. It's bullshit. Yeah, you're never going to hear well, you know what? This next song's a little bit more of an up-tempo number. I don't want you guys to be shy out there. Come on, guys and girls, get up on that dance floor and you shake your booty to this next song that goes a little something like this. What the fuck is that? You gotta know your audience. Come on, right? Everybody's high. You know, this is the didgeridoo is the sort of music that you lose your balance to, okay? Seriously. Right? Gotta know your crowd, right? You don't play, you don't play Christmas carols at a strip club, and you don't play the didgeridoo at a medical marijuana benefit. You just know your audience. That's what I'm talking about. You know, and like I said, you know, it's a crazy world that we live in. Sometimes you don't know what to talk about with other people. But do you think there's certain things that everyone can agree on? You know, like the destruction of our environment. And I don't know what your opinion is on the environment and what we should do, but I think my opinion is expressed pretty clearly in this next song that goes a little something like this. I can go all night. Thank you very much, everybody.